Welcome back to Street Switch Photography. Let's see what Channel 4 have been up to again. Let's do this.
Street Switch Photography.
So welcome back to another video, Street Switch Photography. Just spotted this online. Channel 4 basically seeing how the Labour conference went, and apparently there were rumours Keir Starmer did not want this conference in Liverpool because apparently there was a big banner going across one of the bridges saying Keir Starmer is not welcome here, basically because he's a Marxist nutjob. Now, Channel 4 are going to try and make this conference look as good as it was, you know, as good as it can get. What they won't show you, I'm guessing on this and I haven't watched it yet, is they won't show you the size of the bloody protest that was actually outside. So let's crack on with the video and see what Channel 4, the lefty twisted fucked up channel, actually said.
This is the image the government wants to project.
Of course it is.
Conference, a party full of energy and making announcements.
Go on, Labour.
About the construction of 3 new towns, which will begin before the next general election.
Now, these guys have been asked multiple questions on other social media platforms and on other channels, and they haven't been able to answer one of them, especially about the new ID rules and everything else and how it's going to actually work.
We will mobilise the full power of the state to...
Because, you want to put the state in control because of the Fabian Society. Yes, we understand that. Carry on.
Build a fresh generation of new towns and...
A fresh generation of new towns. So how many houses have you actually built? You said you were going to do 1 million. How many have you actually done? He actually admitted in an interview that they've done nowhere near enough. Well, I'll tell you how to make sure there's enough houses. Deport all the flaming illegal migrants, you muppet.
Restore the dream of home ownership.
Dream?
To thousands of families right across our country.
But 1 year in, this is a party flagging in the polls, and this is a conference shaped, in part at least, by others.
Reform and Farage will be like...
Reform and Farage will be like, oh no.
Thatcher on steroids.
With reform, it's even worse. Nigel Farage's reform would drag Britain back into decline.
And this morning, the Prime Minister launched his most scathing attack on reform.
I'm sure Farage lives in Labour's head rent-free all the time. The same with the Lib Dems. They're actually obsessed by him.
And their policy to scrap indefinite leave to remain.
I do think that it's a racist policy. I do think it's immoral. It needs to be called out for what it is.
A racist policy. He thinks it's a racist policy and it needs to be called out for what it is. Yet when people call you out for what it is, you completely fucking deny it. Keir Starmer's. Come on, everybody. Yeah.
Do you think that Reform UK is trying to appeal to racists?
No, I think that there are plenty of people who either vote reform or are thinking of voting reform who are frustrated.
Labour
Oh, you think it's because they're frustrated, not that it's because they're pissed off with you and the Tories. Oh, and by the way, remember, he said reform are racist.
He's called the plans racist. These hysterical meltdowns are because they can feel their power disintegrating.
There's a Muslim in reform, and the racists. Did anybody tell them?
Within hours, Reform had published this video and said their plan will ensure only British people can access welfare and that migrants contribute to society. The slogan of this conference is Renew Britain.
So where's the protests outside then? Why haven't they shown us that?
The feeling among some here is it's this party that needs the refresh.
No, this party is done. This party is 100% finished. When the general election comes along, Nigel Farage and Reform UK have got a lot to prove, and what people need to understand is they've got a lot of work to do, and they're going to have to make decisions that they're not going to want to make and that aren't going to be popular, but it's going to be the only way that we can get this country back.
What's your warning shot then to the Prime Minister?
Well, look, I think he has to be Labour. I think he has to rediscover his hinterlands.
And if he doesn't, what then?
Well, I think, listen...
And he isn't going to. He's heavily into this Fabian Society crap.
It doesn't matter what I
He's a
say. I think if he doesn't,
You hold an awful lot of money, which is very important to Labour.
Indeed. But what's more important to them is what do the public think of them?
No, it's not. No, it isn't. Because the public think they're arseholes.
Votes that are out there, if they don't rediscover their hinterland and understand who they represent, who are they representing? If they don't do
the migrants, that's who they're representing. The big replacement, now proven.
That, then people will
They've
leave.
only got themselves to blame. They can't point the finger anywhere else. They can say, oh, I've got to admit that the Tories have not helped at all. But
in droves.
It's not been a great first year for you lot, is it? Can you
nah, he's a slimy little git, that bugger, isn't he?
turn it around?
I completely disagree, actually. If you look at what we've delivered in our first
The polls disagree with you.
2 million more appointments we promised on the NHS. We've delivered more than 3 million.
Why am I still waiting 8 weeks for an NHS appointment then, you bullshitting arsehole? You Billy bullshit you liar, pants on fire. Your Labour pants.
1,000 more GPs we promised. We delivered 2,000. Waiting lists are falling for the first time in 15 years. We've
no, they're not.
Delivered the biggest
bullshit, and more bullshit.
The voters don't seem to agree with you.
That's because it's not true.
On health and social care. Look, the challenges in our country are enormous. We always knew that confronting those challenges would be hard. That's why we wanted...
Excuse after excuse after excuse, you pathological lying twat.
...to win the election and be in government.
So how do you turn it around then? How do you...
You can't.
Make sure the next 4 years that voters listen
know
to...
about this, right? It's about us talking about...
The Fabian Society.
All of the things that matter the most to the British public.
Like the migrants.
We've got to keep delivering. We've got to, really tackle the cost of living crisis, tackle the illegal migration, and give...
You're not going to tackle the illegal migration, especially by bringing in a digital ID card. Do you think a migrant who is working illegally, staying in a hotel illegally, that's crossed the channel illegally, is going to give a shit about a digital ID? He's going to look at his phone and go, oh no, I can't get cash in hand anymore because I've got to go and get digital ID to prove to my illegal employer that I'm working illegally for cash in hand, that I've got digital ID. Bollocks, what a load of crap.
The voters what they voted for, which is that change.
How's your leadership bid going?
The thing is, no one did vote for that.
Andy? Our MPs still...
Right, this is the guy that seems to think that he's going to be able to take Keir Starmer out of his seat. Now, believe me, he's going to be no better than Keir Starmer. No matter which side you butter the bread on, which way you throw it up in the air and which side it lands on, he is going to be no better than Keir Starmer. None of them are. Not one of them.
Calling him and urging the Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham to challenge the Prime Minister, he said this week. And questions over that challenge now loom large over...
I don't think he's got the balls, but then Keir Starmer wouldn't know whether he's got balls or not because he doesn't know whether a woman can have a penis and a bloke can have a baby, apparently.
Liverpool.
I've said
You're
that
already
before.
a year in, and already you've got people talking about a new leader in your party.
We've got a leader. We've got a great Prime Minister.
What?
And he's going to be leading us into the next general election.
Yeah, of course he is. What? You've got to be fucking joking.
Into this conference.
You deranged moron. You absolute brainwashed piece of shit.
The talk has been not about any of those things that you want to talk about, but new leader.
Oh, look, we have this every conference.
And they all deny it. Yet Channel 4, by the way, just pointing it out, still haven't shown the size of the protest that was going on outside. Even the Palestinian protesters, the ones that, protest for Palestine, even they don't want these ID cards. Today they all came together. Keir Starmer has actually managed, here's one good thing he's done, has brought the right and the far left, the far right and far left together. Go figure.
Right, there's talk about a new leader. We have a great Prime Minister. We have a great, Manchester Mayor in Andy Burnham.
I'd love to know what he's giving him. Is it drugs? Because we all know he likes to sniff a bit of the old stuff, does Keir, doesn't he?
Both of them are doing really great
that's where you want him to stay.
He likes sniffing the old stuff off the back of a flaming Ukrainian young boy.
Well, he's doing a great job in Manchester and there's no vacancy.
Are we going to turn
If he went for a Chinese, he'd love the cream off some young boy.
this round? Is Keir the right person? I think with Keir, I've worked with him. If by the time we, sometime next year we have...
That's because you're a weak-minded, silly, old git.
haven't turned it around. I think this is the sort of person who know actually in the interest of the party and the country, he'll make the decision about whether he stays on or not, to be honest.
I don't think he will.
Party conference was once a time of year political parties could
Still
guarantee
no show
coverage
from
and
the
attention.
protesters.
If you want bells and whistles
Let
on
me
your
just get rid of this
toothbrush,
advert.
this isn't for you. Toothbrush brands love selling you gimmicks.
Can you tell?
Bluetooth.
I don't
With
like
flagging
Channel 4.
polls and questions over his leadership.
And look, sat next to him, David Lammy, who believed that the white smoke coming from the Vatican was racist. David Lammy will play the race card at anything. He went on University Challenge and got every single question wrong. This is who we've got in charge of government.
A quiet conference and the fewest headlines possible is what some in his government are desperate for.
Well, with me now is the Housing Minister, Matthew Pennycook. What's racist about scrapping indefinite leave to remain?
Because it is a policy.
It's racist, apparently, yeah.
That is, in effect, advocating the...
And notice they've used the word racist. So if you talk about it, that would make you racist. The racist part doesn't work anymore, Labour. It doesn't work, lefties. Hello? Is anybody home? The lights are on but no fuckers in.
Retrospective deportation of people purely on...
So to deport someone is racist, is it?
On the basis of their country.
Somebody entering the flaming country without a passport is illegal.
Of origin. And that will mean, because if I'm following things carefully, although their policy changes by the day it would seem, the exclusion of EU citizens and I think Ukrainian refugees, that we're talking about many hundreds of thousands of people of African, Asian and Caribbean descent will be retrospectively deported. Now these are people...
No, they won't. If they've got a passport and they're in this country working and they've entered this country via legal means, they will not be deported. The ones that come over on the boats will be.
People who are working in our hospitals, in our schools, they're our friends, neighbours.
We're not talking about those ones. We're talking about the ones that are staying in the hotels for free and raping children round towns and stuff. They're the ones we're talking about, mate. Get it fucking right.
That will cause a huge amount of human misery. It will tear families apart and it will hit our economy. And it's very, very different from the policy that we're advocating when it comes to indefinite leave to remain.
Why is reform so popular then?
Because people are frustrated about the pace of change after 14 years of Tory failure. And I absolutely recognise and understand that. We're proud of what we've done.
You're sure they're not racist? If they're supporting a racist policy?
I don't think Reform supporters are racist. I understand their frustration. They want to see, for example, us fix a broken asylum and immigration system they inherited. We want to see us...
It wasn't broken until you guys decided to open the sodding borders and let everybody in who hasn't got a passport coming over on the boats from France and give us some bullshit about a one-in, one-out scheme. We deported one and got 1,000 back.
Turn around and address the acute and entrenched housing crisis in England.
Yeah, let's just address that, shall we? Labour said they were going to build 1 million houses. How many are they built? Fail.
What we're doing is what we've done over the past 14 months. It will take time, though, to see those policies come through. So I reckon...
You haven't lived up to any of your policies whatsoever. You have not hit on the head any of the nails that you put in your manifesto. Not one. Not one. In fact, you've gone back on a couple of them as well, haven't you? So you've done an absolutely, what would be known in the English language as a shit job.
But why would people who are not racist support something that you think is racist?
Because they want to see us secure our borders. They want to see us fix the broken...
No, they don't. If they wanted to shut the borders like Italy have done and like Germany have done, they'd leave the ECHR and deport all these men in hotels. They could do that tomorrow. We've got people that would be, well, we've got forces that would be willing to actually, you know, go around in boats. What do they call them? Let's carry on with it.
Asylum and immigration system we inherited. And we've taken steps in that direction. Net migration is coming down. We're securing our borders. But it takes time for the
Navy I couldn't remember the word. What the hell's wrong with me? We've got the Navy that would be willing to sail that part of the sea to stop these migrants coming in. He could do that. There's 101 things that he could do to stop these boats coming across the channel. If we can stop a flaming Russian ship coming into our waters, why can't we stop a rubber fucking dinghy? Why? We can stop a ship full of sodding dynamite or something along those lines that was just off the coast. We were on that like a tramp on effing chips, but we can't stop a few rubber fucking dinghies. And what we do is when we get the rubber dinghies over here, proven by the way, we send them back to France to be used again.
The policies and the changes we've made.
Do you think any of them are racist? I mean, you're going to have to take if you're going to take them on, you're going to have to...
This is after we've got all the schools and all the children in the schools writing them Valentine's cards.
Take them on you?
Well, I'm sure there are people who hold racist...
I totally agree. It is by design, yes. I totally agree, Lee. 100%. Shout out to Lee. Lee Daniel.
...views who are attracted to reform. What I'm saying to you very clearly is most reform supporters, I'm sure, are not...
Just pointing out, still no evidence of the massive protest going on outside. They won't show you that bit. It's Channel 4, remember?
...racists are being tempted to vote for that party out of a frustration of 14 years of stagnation and decline under the Conservatives, which will take time to turn around. But that's precisely what we've done over the past...
By giving everybody a digital ID. That's going to sort every single thing out, isn't it? Because they will be able to control everything. That's why. It ain't going to happen.
It's 14 months, and we'll build on that in the months and years to come.
But they're frustrated with you, aren't they? That 14 months on, the change you promised on every poster and every podium doesn't...
How does it feel? This is a question I would like this idiot from Channel 4 to ask him, is how does it feel being under control by the most hated man in England? The most hated individual in England.
Feel like it's here.
But they will feel that change in the coming months and years.
No, they won't. You said that. Just...
Take housing as a good example. Made a big announcement today about bringing forward the next generation of new towns. We are determined to have spades in the ground on
new towns. They're called 15-minute towns, so that means you've got to stay and you get 15 minutes to leave your premises every day. You come back when they put the lockdown on, you get 15 minutes to pop to the shop, grab what you need. That's if you can use your app because of the facial recognition. You'll probably be able to get a box of cornflakes and a bottle of milk, go home and sit and stay at home. This is what these digital IDs will be for. I guarantee it. They will weaponise it to the fucking hilt.
At least 3 new town sites in this parliament.
Let's get past this advert.
Being a photographer, you can't help but fall.
Building on the back of our changes to the national planning
policy
framework.
There's not going to be many new houses in this parliament, though.
Well, we're committed.
You see, on Channel 4, they've got 3.99 million subscribers. These are all the idiots that still watch Channel 4 and actually believe it.
To our target of 1.5 million new homes, and those homes are starting to come through. Well,
nobody thinks you're going to hit that target. That's the problem.
Because they're not going to hit that target. They've already admitted they're not going to hit that target.
Planning approvals are really low. All the indications are you're not going to hit.
Still no sign of the protests.
We will hit that target. Let me give you trade statistics with you. Housing starts up 29% in the second quarter of this year compared to the previous year. So there are green shoots. The changes will take time, but the effects of the policies that we have brought into force, in the case of the overhaul of the planning system, will
be when you're not in power and reform take over. Is that what you're going to say?
December last year will take time to be felt, but the general election is many.
No problem, mate. Don't mind giving people a shout out.
Many years away, and people will feel the tangible benefits. Building on the changes we've already made, 5 million extra NHS appointments, a huge expansion.
Now, this NHS bullshit. This is absolute, complete and utter crap. They're going to turn around and say, well, we're voting 15 new doctors around these certain towns. What the part they didn't tell you is they haven't put the doctors inside these new doctors to be able to run the fucking things. Now, some people will turn around and say, well, that's because of immigration. No, it's not. It's because doctors are actually leaving the country because they're underpaid. If you're going to get paid for doing a job that's going to be well paid and you know you can go private or go elsewhere, that's what you're going to do, because it doesn't make very good business acumen to get paid a tenner for something you can get paid £100,000 for, is it?
Of free childcare.
Common fucking sense.
Andy Burnham, who's obviously out there saying we need to have a debate about the future of the Labour Party.
The left are absolutely 100% incapable of debate. They've proved that. The far left cannot debate. And before anybody says that this Labour Party is not far left, yes, they are. Keir Starmer is a member of the Fabian Society, the same as Tony Blair was, and the same as David Cameron was. And I've been doing a lot of research. There's going to be a very interesting video coming up on Friday exactly about that. And I still say I pose this idea as well.
You're saying, how can you have a debate about the future of the Labour Party when there's a climate of...
There is no future for the Labour Party. I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but I've managed to pick 4 new arseholes for this whole flaming video.
Fear.
I don't recognise that situation.
No, you don't recognise shit. You don't recognise the truth is what you don't recognise, mate.
Well, I mean, they're saying people get drummed out of the party, MPs lose the whip.
Still no sign of the protests.
You know, the sort of Morgan McSweeney's grip on the party and getting out the left.
Come on, Channel 4, you've got like 2 minutes left. Show us part of the protest outside.
Is sinister.
That's not a characterisation of the party that I recognise. There's a party here which is in an upbeat mood, proud about the changes...
An upbeat mood. Yeah, right.
We made over the past 14 months, and with a serious...
They've done more damage in the past 14 months than any other party have managed to do over the past 10 years.
There's a purpose about the challenge to come, because as the Prime Minister rightly said, we've got a real fight on our hands.
Incorrectly said, just correcting you.
And it's a fight for the soul of the country.
The soul of the country is with its people, not with you, and I was going to drop the C-bomb then, but I won't. It's not with this bunch of plonkers, believe me.
Do people want a politics of manufactured grievance, of division, of...
I take it he's talking about reform again. The racist party, the fascist party, because they stand for the white British family. That's what makes them fascist and racist and Nazis.
Klein.
Could be classed as hate speech, that itself, couldn't it? But nobody actually brings that up when Keir Starmer's arresting people and putting them in prison for, Facebook posts and memes and tweets and videos that have been put up on YouTube. Tell you what, a little message for Keir Starmer, and I hope it gets to you. Fuck you, Keir Starmer.
Which is what Reform are advocating. Look at their policies. Platforming anti-vaxxers, privatising the NHS.
Now, I fell for the vaccine during COVID. I had 2 of them. And then I realised exactly what it was that was going on. So I didn't take any more, and I stopped wearing a mask when I was on the bus collecting my daughter from school and things like that. At first I was worried about it. I'd never come across anything like this in my life. I didn't really do politics at the time. And then I sort of started looking into a few things, because I'm one of these people that like to ask questions. As soon as I found out what it was all about, that were it. I was not having any more needles near me or any of my family. During COVID is a perfect example of what they want to do with this digital ID, because the only difference is they will be able to do it at the drop of a hat. They will be able to tell everybody by mobile phone, shut everybody's bank account down. You are staying at home, that is it, full stop. What do you think the alarm was about a couple of Sundays ago?
Going over to the US to advocate for sanctions on British workers. I think, in the cold light of day, these are not policies that the British public will back.
You don't think Keir Starmer needs some charisma lessons then?
He's got about as much charisma as a brown paper fucking bag.
Keir Starmer, I have heard...
I bet he went home and go and look at his calculator collection.
Over the last few years, time and time again, people write Keir Starmer off. He picked this party up off its knees. He delivered us a landslide victory.
I like my Casio scientific calculator from the Metropolitan Police.
He'll take us into the next election, and he'll do so on the back of a string of...
And I'm afraid they've got 5 seconds to show us the protests outside. So let's go to the end of the video.
Serious achievements in housing and other areas.
Matthew Pennycook, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that is the end of the video. That is the end of the video. A fair and equal way to show exactly what went off in Liverpool today. Not one sign of one single protester. Just a few easy questions for Labour MPs. So Channel 4, pull it off again. You complete and utter assholes. This has been Street Switch Photography, tearing Channel 4 a new asshole yet again. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Good night and goodbye for now.
Street Switch Photography.